Now we can settle this like you got some plans, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Hey, Chris, I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want fights.
Now we can settle this like you got some plans, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Hey, Chris, I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want fights. I don't want to do nothing, bro. Like, please, bro.
Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with C? Who want smoke with me? Who want... Okay, let's get down to the facts. Pussy, I'm dripping red. Don't let this R&B shit fool you. Niggas get ripped to shreds. Quavo talking like he a thug, nigga. You a bitch with dread. Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. What's all that bullshit you talking? You ain't no hundo, nigga. You the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it a hundo, nigga. Fuck my ex-hoe, that's cool. I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch. I'm up, little nigga. They say revenge is sweet. You gotta think about that shit. Don't let that lie go over your head. I might just think about that shit. I had a feeling about that dick. There's something sweet about that shit. I got some tea about that dick, but I ain't gonna speak about that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't playing chess with a checker player. I'm a ticking bomb on a detonator. I shit on niggas, I'm a defecator. I put Amigo on a ventilator. Stop talking about beating girls. You was beating bitches on the elevator. We seen the taste, that's devastating. You doing bad. You a bitch in your music trash. Actually, they set me next to your lame ass. I was truly mad. All I kept thinking about was breaking your face, but I gave you a pass. You lucky I ain't wanna fuck the money up. Boy, I would've broke you in half. Quit trying to be tough. You ain't like that. Why you keep showing off? They talk about drugs, you the only pack that I've been smoking on. I just hit my plug, told them come back, I'ma need more than one. Your last album was a weed trade, just some bullshit that we roll up on. You know it's on, put you to bed. Night, night, that's Sudafed. Show me that I'm tender, bitch. Time to prove what you just said. R.I.P. take off, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead.
Oh, shit.
You tripping, Chris, don't say that, don't lose your head. You done turned a big bad wolf on these fuck niggas, never knew revenge. This what happens when a fuck nigga push a real nigga out to the edge. This what happens when a dumb nigga gets fame and it get to his head. Don't kiss this ring, nigga. Big fuck you for my middle finger. I tattoo my trigger finger. Bring real beat to your dinner table. My middle state ain't never stable. I know this shit gon' sting, nigga. I'll run your ass through the ringer, nigga. You just got body by a singing, nigga. Bitch. Who want smoke with me? 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 Who want smoke with me?
Hey. Okay. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. What's happening? What up, Mo? So somewhere the jurors had some questions about the video. I'm like, well, what is these? What is this? What is this? Okay, what is this? Let's see what is these about. Oh, look at Love got her hair shaved on down.
Your Honor, for the record, we're on camera 10 at 18:44:31. We're not sure exactly which getting into the car you meant, so we're just trying to show all of them for y'all, okay?
This one is still on. Mr. Rossi.
So, Your Honor, at this point, for the record, we're going to stop it and stop sharing and then fast forward to the next point that he gets into the car.
Okay.
We're stopping at 18:48:17. We're fast forwarding now to 19:15:25 on camera 10. So that was the second time he got in the car. Now we're going to fast forward to the next time he gets in the car.
Okay.
Which will be at 19:15:52. We're fast forwarding to that.
All right, does that satisfy what y'all wanted to
No,
see on
no,
that?
that's not the last
Oh,
time he got in
okay,
the
all
car.
right, sorry,
We're fast forwarding.
sorry. Thought y'all said 3 times.
So we're now
My bad.
fast forwarding to 19, 17, and 10. Those are the
Okay.
times that he,
Does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see? Y'all are nodding yes. Okay, all right. Now we'll move on to the barbershop video.
Honor. And for the record, it's 292 Yankee Alpha, and we're starting at 8 minutes and 22 seconds of that exhibit. Your Honor, may you inquire if there's any more of this video? I'm stopping for the record at 9 minutes and 14 seconds.
All right, does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see on that? Or is there a different angle or more that you want to see? That's good. Okay, that's what they wanted to see. All right, moving on. Sorry. Good, okay. All right, moving on to the questions. Mr. Weinstein said the watch. However, remember that nothing that the attorneys say is evidence. All right, moving on to the next couple of questions. All right, on count 58, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, the state must prove that Mr. Kendrick knowingly and intentionally participated in or helped in possessing marijuana, intending to unlawfully deliver or sell it. Does that cover what y'all are asking with regard to that one? Yes, okay. All right, moving on to whether you need to group counts 57, 58, and 61 individually or separately. You will need to consider them individually and reach a verdict as to each of them separately, but possession of marijuana with intent to distribute would need to be proven for count 58, count 61, and count 57. Does that cover what y'all wanted to? Okay. All right, then I will excuse y'all to continue deliberations. Thank you. Thanks. All right, we'll be in recess until we hear from them again. Not for the record, but Would it work for, this is not for the record, I'm just asking you as the cameraman, would it work for
Okay, people. Lord have mercy. Let's see. For that guilty face. Now, why was love getting on your nerve? I'm gonna take it from the top. Why was love getting on your nerve? Why was love getting on your nerve, girl? Take it from the top.
It went up? Don't worry about it. I don't know.
This shit, I don't want to go nowhere tomorrow. I don't want nothing to eat. I don't want to do nothing but sleep. Oh my God. That's why, and this is why I hate. Hold on. And this is why I hate peeping my head out. You know, just had, being visible a little bit, mingling a little bit, whatever. Because then, hey, go here, go here. I want to go here. Come here, come here. I don't feel like all of that. I really don't. That swelling has beat me down this week, child. I've been massaging my, oh my, oh, I'm trying to tell you when my lips swell, so it lights out, child. Lights out. Yeah, I believe that they pretty much, and this, I mean, I could be wrong because, I don't know that this, I gotta think about what kind of jury we have. They could be taking the issues step by step and deciding on them as they go, but most reasonably intellectual jurors usually go through and agree on the charges they agree on, right? Or what they agree on. Then the ones what they have questions about, then that's when they start to ask to view materials, right? Yeah. Mo, are you cooking? Are you going to your people or what you doing? What you doing, Pud? Mo, I'm gonna tell y'all are the worst on the for the information bureau. It's so much stuff popping off, and we don't have the information. We sucking as leaders in the industry. Oh man, we need some more people. I'm gonna need you to get on the recruit. I'm on the recruit. I already asked for application.
Thank you. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing we're going to do is watch the videos that you all requested, and then I'll move on to answering the questions. All right, go ahead with the first one.
Okay. That's okay. The guy name is Kendrick. I don't know. That's Guilty Face. Okay, let me see. Hey, Guilty Face. Guilty Face come in the store. I don't forget what this video was even evidence of. So, like evidence him.
Yes. Do you want me to stop the video?
Yes, please.
Okay.
She is so
One
annoying.
second, y'all.
She gets on my nerves. Well, you always making pies, Mo. Hey, I mean, you act like you the pie queen. You always got a pie to give somebody. I'm gonna make some pie. Mo the pie queen, the pie lady. Oh, oh Lord, Mo the pie lady. Oh, she always got a pie to give people. After, was it their attire or was this an actual crime? That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what this evidence supports. Maybe it was tied to an incident. And they trying to see where they was in the vicinity of somewhere. I don't know, but that's why I'm trying to replay it. Because I was looking at this Drake stuff, to be honest, when I first played it. 'Cause I didn't know Drake was playing the Not Like Us song and performing to it, child. He done gone crazy. Well, you make them homemade, right? If you make the pie homemade, you can make the mac and cheese homemade. No, make the mac and cheese, girl. And see, my thing is, I don't want to go somewhere and nobody don't have no ham. And I don't. It's rude to ask matter. Y'all got ham? Well, they know, baby. I put. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because I mean, you probably go to Sam's and buy your supplies for pies. Well, I said, oh God, you always making a pie. Oh Lord, you sweet potato, no doubt. Um, I'm supposed to. Well, I think my daughter wants to step out. And we got some places to go, but I just don't want to go nowhere. I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't want to go nowhere. Right? I don't feel like going nowhere. And then I mean, I have to hit the road though. Let me see. That's probably her.
We're gonna try that again.
Your Honor, for the record, we're on camera 10 at 18:44:31.
Did you see TD Jakes on your timeline stiffed up? I don't know what's going. It's a lot going on all at once. This has been a horrible year.
We're not sure exactly which getting into the car you meant, so we're just trying to show all of them for y'all, okay?
Yeah. Now you know I got the paperwork. I can't find Trey Songz. Las Vegas has 6 divisions out there. I can't find Trey Songz. I called one division and they ain't had it there. I'm like, oh no.
This one is still on time. Mr. Rossi?
You make a coconut pie? Girl, let me say something. When I was young, I used to love coconut cake. And I used to get them for my birthday. I used to get them just like periodically or whatever. I love coconut cake. I don't know if I love them so much now. I love coconut, but oh my gosh, the ones like my mama would make them sometime, and then or she would like get them from the bakery. Oh my god, girl. Oh Mo, but what I have a lawsuit that was filed a while ago from some lady, and in the lawsuit they said he has multiple allegations of abusing women. I'm like, whoa, this crazy, girl. Do you like coconut cake too? Oh my gosh, girl, was that must well you? I mean, I'm way older than you, but what up, purple?
So, Your Honor, at this point, for the record, we're going to stop it and stop sharing and then fast forward to the next point that he gets into the car.
Okay.
We're stopping at 18:48:17.
Go purple. It's your birthday. Purple. You like coconut pies or cake? I never had a coconut pie. That's real whitish. No, that's real whitish coconut pie. I mean, coconut cake is white too, but no, coconut cake is whitish. Coconut pie is white. Oh, for real? Okay, the coconut cool. Those cakes used to be the bomb. Yeah, my mom used to get them like from that bakery. I don't know what bakery it was, but it was a long sheet cake. She of course would make the round ones.
We're fast forwarding now to 19:15:25 on camera 10.
Oh, okay. I see. I know what you mean. What up, Just be? We suck as information bureau. I just want to let you know. There's a lot of stuff was going on. I didn't even know. I had no clue. I hadn't talked to y'all about it. Y'all hadn't talked to me about it.
So that was the second time he got in the car. Now we're going to fast forward to the next time he gets in the car, which will be at 19:15:52. We're fast forwarding to that.
My favorite people is in him. Is in him. Uh, uh, uh. We gotta get some more people on the information bureau, cause y'all don't. I mean, y'all be in the traps. Um, the silent information bureau specialist.
All right, does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see on
No,
that?
that's not the last
Oh,
time he got in
okay,
the
all
car.
right, sorry,
We're fast forwarding.
sorry. Thought y'all said 3 times.
So we're now
My bad.
fast
We
forwarding
cussed him
to
out.
19:17 and 10.
Hold on. You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me stop it right there. Miss Love is so nervous about this case. Because she know what it means when a jury wants to come out and view some additional evidence. She damn near just took Judge Whitaker's head off. Just was okay. she was like, wait a minute. Let me show the rest of them. And she's kind of narrating them a little bit. Baby, we play more games a little bit. Oh Lord. Oh, when there's a will, there's a way. Love, so I'm gonna get it in. Okay, wait a minute. Let them see all of it. Let me put it together for them again. Okay, on the slide. We're gonna play all the clips. That's crazy. Mm. My baby said, I just want to know what we doing, driving or going to McDonald's. Hold on, let me back up with love and almost take this lady head off. Not in a mean way, but like in a hold on, you rushing me kind of way. Hold on, Judge. Jaguar is crazy. Watch this.
All right, does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see on
No,
that?
that's not the last
Oh,
time he got in
okay,
the car.
all right, sorry,
We're fast forwarding.
sorry. Thought y'all said 3 times.
So we're now fast forwarding to 19, 17, and 10.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. That ain't it. When we get in the car, let me see where when you get in the car, Lord. Girl, 8 down. I cannot say all that stuff like they be saying. Just I can't just say all that. 8 down.
Those are the times that he,
Does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see? Y'all are nodding yes. Okay.
She's
All right.
still trying
Now
to
we'll
get it
move
in.
on to the
That's the time we
barbershop
need.
video.
Your Honor, and for the record, it's 292 Yankee Alpha, and we're starting at 8 minutes and 22
Hold on,
seconds
listen
of
to
that
her
exhibit.
still trying to get something in. Listen to Love. Love nerves bad. Once Love tried to get it in, last minute, he was good. Ooh, Love, baby. What, girl? Mm.
those are the times that he,
Does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see? Y'all are nodding yes. Okay. All right.
You heard Love. She said those are the times when she's still trying to get it in. Now, okay, I didn't see her in the beginning and all of that. But if she was using these little tactics, okay, Mo, I have to say that she was walking real close up to the line. Now that's totally unprofessional. Evidence is closed. Okay? And she's still trying to get it in. She's so nervous. I mean, I wonder if she smokes cigarettes or something, or drink or something. But she a nerve about it. And she got a weed card so she can, wind down or something. Because it's great. Like, girl, it's over with. This is just the people just got questions. They just want to
Now we'll
review it.
move on to the barbershop video.
Your Honor, and for the record, it's 292 Yankee Alpha, and we're starting at 8 minutes and 22 seconds of that exhibit.
Oh,
Your Honor, may you inquire if there's any more of this video? I'm stopping for the record at 9 minutes and 14 seconds.
All right. Does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see on that? Or is there a different angle or more that you want to see? That's good. Okay. That's what they wanted to see. All right. Moving on. Sorry. Good. Okay. All right. Moving on to the questions. Mr. Weinstein said the watch. However, remember that nothing that the attorneys say is evidence. All right. Moving on to the next couple of questions.
look on her Love's face. She had like her job depend on this shit. Girl.
All right, on count 58, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, the state must prove that Mr. Kendrick knowingly and intentionally participated in or helped in possessing marijuana, intending to unlawfully deliver or sell it. Does that cover what y'all are asking with regard to that one? Yes, okay. All right. Moving on to whether you need to group counts 57, 58, and 61 individually or separately. You will need to consider them individually and reach a verdict as to each of them separately, but possession of marijuana with intent to distribute would need to be proven for count 58, count 61, and count 57. Does that cover what y'all wanted to? Okay. All right, then I will excuse y'all to continue deliberations. Thank you.
I want to see them that barbershop. Wait a minute. And I'm like the jurors. Hold on. Okay, they outside. Somebody's outside. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
Your Honor, and for the record, it's 292 Yankee Alpha, and we're starting at 8 minutes and
Is
22
this the
seconds
Donovan?
of that
I'm not
exhibit.
running with y'all, but is this the Donovan Thomas murder? Okay, they outside. One 2015. I'm looking at it on the indictment. Okay. Car comes by. Car comes by. Oh, ain't that the Silver Infinity? 2015. Okay, the guy in the white gets up.
Your Honor, may you inquire if there's any more of this video? I'm stopping for the record at 9 minutes and 14 seconds.
All right. Does that satisfy what y'all wanted to see on that, or is there a?
Wow. Okay, back to waiting. Okay, so that is 2015, right? Let me see. Yeah, that was strange. That was, different. But she embarrassed herself around. Yeah, she's definitely anxious. This is my short contribution. It has nothing to do with this case, though. Okay, I'll pull it up. All that coughing, I hope they're wearing a mask. Okay. Let me pull up the indictment again. Look and see what happened on 115. Please let me search it. Somebody got shot. 2015. Um, 110. Okay. Javaris Bradford, Justin Combs, DeMonte Kendrick, Demise McMillan, and Shannon Stillwell, associates of YSL, did unlawfully and with malice, afterthought, commit the felony offense of murder. Oh my God. Yeah, that's causing the death of Donovan Thomas. Yep, that was it. That was it, y'all. And attempted murder of somebody else, of Reginald Hendricks, um, and attempted murder upon Cordarius Sanders, participating in street gang activity. Yep, that was the murder, y'all. Damn, that was the murder. Do I need to post that information up there? Lord, that's what they looking at, y'all. So now we know. See, baby, we be on top over him. Don't play with none of us on none of them days. We put it together, baby. What? Hold on, let me put that on now. So that's what the jury is looking at. They looking at something out of this. We know. I mean, and this the main thing to me. This murder shit. Can I copy and paste? Can I copy and paste work? Girl. Okay, I can always. That's crazy. They trying to evaluate that murder. That's what they're doing. Let me put that on here. Shit. Mm, 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 mm. I don't know what love is. Hmm. Golf is good, honey. Did y'all see my little when we became America? Folks. I guess we can separate. I'm not running with y'all, so I don't want to separate. Diamonds and fire. Yeah, you know what? I think it's such a show of solidarity to see Attorney Sharp and Attorney Weinstein, bonding together, whatever. I would love to know which of the attorneys knew each other prior to the start of this case, because I think they formed such a bond. Um, I on Twitter I saw where Max Shard and Attorney Weinstein was watching the game together. Maybe they were at the stadium. Weinstein was dressed in his little Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. hmm Hey, Red. Red, did you send me that thing last night? Remember the expert they had to identify the car was unclear on the model from the video. Oh, okay, sympathizer. Mo gonna get me. Oh Lord, it looks like an infinity to me with tint. And hold on, and somebody. testified or in the closing that it was either, wait a minute, I don't know if it was the Infinity or the Audi. That could be the Audi. Now, is it the Audi? One of them cars that maybe that girlfriend was in or whatever, where they went and got the car windows tinted. They went and got somebody's rental car windows tinted. Who does that? Why would you do that? Okay, thank you for that. I guess I can do TD while I'm sitting up here. Get TD on the record. I think that's where I left off. I didn't even know. Right. I didn't even know. And oh, you know how we suck as Information Bureau because I didn't even know why this Dwayne Youngblood what he had said. Okay, all I'm picking up from is where TD Jakes was stiff on my timeline, and I had to go pull the dang on lawsuit, and I only have the TD Jakes one. I don't have what Mr. Youngblood said. Sued him, and I think, and I put some stuff on the wall, and I think Youngblood has what that dude name? Tyron Blackburn. Well, maybe. Oh, okay. You know what? I mean, we can get information from what this dude did from the lawsuit, because it should have the well, it will have what happened. I'm going to put on my friend, the reader. Yes, she's going to read today.
In the United States District Court for the Western District of Pennsylvania, Thomas Dexter Jakes, plaintiff, v. Dwayne Youngblood, John Doe 1, John Doe 2, John Doe 3, John Doe 4, John Doe 5, John Doe 6, John Doe 7, John Doe 8, John Doe 9, and John Doe 10 defendants. Civil action no. Underscore 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 jury trial demanded. Complaint plaintiff Bishop Thomas Dexter, T.D. Jakes, for his complaint against defendant Dwayne Youngblood and does 1 to 10, alleges as follows. Nature of the action 1. This lawsuit sounds in the tort of defamation and civil conspiracy to commit defamation. Case 2:24 CV 01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 1 of 20. 2. The underlying story in this case depicts a carefully planned effort by a convicted criminal, and those acting in concert with him, to rewrite history in order to deflect blame and accountability for his own reprehensible and criminal conduct and to publicly smear a renowned and eminently respected religious leader in a blatant and explicit attempt to extort him for millions of dollars. 3. This lawsuit is intended to bring that scheme to a halt, to end the extreme emotional, physical, and spiritual toll defendant's conduct has caused Bishop Jakes, to set the record straight so the world understands the patent falsity of the accusations, and to restore Bishop Jakes's reputation. Parties 4. Plaintiff Bishop T.D. Jakes is a world-renowned spiritual leader, global philanthropist, author, film, and music producer, and the founder of the Potter's House Church in Dallas, Texas. He is a U.S. citizen and resident of Dallas, Texas. 5. Defendant Dwayne Youngblood is a registered sex offender in the state of Pennsylvania and a 2-time convicted felon related to sexual abuse of children. He is a U.S. citizen and a resident of Pittsburgh, PA. 6. On information and belief, plaintiff alleges that defendants does 1 through 10, inclusive, are other parties not yet identified who have acted in concert and agreement with Youngblood in order to commit defamatory conduct against plaintiff and have committed acts in furtherance of such wrongdoing. The true names, whether corporate, individual or otherwise, of DUS 1 through 10, inclusive, are presently not fully known to plaintiff, which therefore sues said defendants by such fictitious names, and will seek leave to amend this complaint to show their true names and capacities when same have been ascertained. Case 2:24 CB 01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 2 of 20. 3. 7 On information and belief, plaintiff alleges that at all times relevant hereto each of the defendants acted in concert and agreement with each other for the objective of intentionally committing defamatory acts against plaintiff, with full knowledge of all the facts and circumstances, including but not limited to, full knowledge of the violative conduct at issue and the damages to plaintiff caused thereby. Jurisdiction and Venue 8. This court has subject matter jurisdiction over this action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332 because there is complete diversity of citizenship among the parties, and the amount in controversy exceeds $75,000, excluding interest. 9. This court has personal jurisdiction over defendant Dwayne Youngblood because he is a citizen of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and resides in Allegheny County. 10. Venue is proper in this district because defendant resides in this district. Defendant is subject to personal jurisdiction in this district, and because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to plaintiff's claims occurred in this district. Factual allegations. Bishop T.D. Jakes becomes one of the most prominent and respected pastors in the United States, and establishes one of the largest churches in the United States, the Potter's House of Dallas 11. Bishop Jakes is the visionary, charismatic, and devoted senior pastor of the Potter's House Church in Dallas, Texas, which has a global outreach and congregation exceeding 80,000 persons, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, a best-selling author of 30 books, a producer of faith-focused music and films, a Grammy Award winner, a global humanitarian, and one of the most prominent and well-respected pastors and religious figures in the United States today. In 2009, for example, Bishop Jakes was selected to give the sermon at St. John's Episcopal Church, dubbed the Church of the Presidents, across Pennsylvania Avenue from the White House, on the Case 2:24 CB 01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 3 of 20. 4. Morning of President Obama's inauguration ceremony. 12. From his humble roots as the pastor for the 10-member storefront church Greater Emmanuel Temple of Faith in Smithers, West Virginia in the early 1980s to leading the now more than 30,000-member Potter's House Church based in Dallas, Texas he founded in 1996, Bishop Jakes has devoted his life to guiding others towards spiritual prosperity. He has inspired millions all over the world to live purposeful and spiritual lives, and the initiatives he and his organization have developed over the years have helped millions all over the globe. 13. For his countless contributions all over the world, Bishop Jakes has been honored and recognized by some of the most influential global organizations and media outlets. He has been called America's best preacher by CNN and Time, perhaps the most influential black leader in America today by The Atlantic, and regularly appears on lists of the most respected and influential leaders in America. He has been a spiritual advisor for the last 3 presidents. He is the recipient of numerous prestigious awards, including the NAACP Image Award in 2011. 14. Bishop Jakes has been married to his wife Sarita for over 35 years and is a loving husband, father, and grandfather. Throughout his more than 40 years in the ministry, Bishop Jakes has maintained a stellar reputation for his faith, morals, ethics, and above all devotion to his family and the local and global communities he has built all over the world. Defendant Dwayne Youngblood is convicted on multiple occasions for sex offenses involving minors 15. In stark contrast, Dwayne Youngblood is registered as a lifetime sex offender in the state of Pennsylvania and is currently under supervision by the state's Department of Parole with parole number 590JF. Youngblood has repeatedly and uncontrollably sexually assaulted young children since at least 2002. On all occasions, Youngblood has pleaded guilty and admitted to his heinous crimes. Case 2:24 CB016008 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 4 of 20. 5. 16 in 2006, at the time pastor of a church in Homestead, Youngblood was first arrested on charges of sexual assault and corruption of minors and other charges. In that case, he was accused of sexually assaulting a 15-year-old in 2002 while counseling the boy. The teen sought counseling from Youngblood because a cousin had molested him, according to a police affidavit. 17 As part of a plea deal, Youngblood was sentenced to a year of house arrest and 7 years of probation. Part of the plea deal prohibited Youngblood from counseling children. 18 Despite this conviction, Youngblood was unsatisfied. In 2014, Youngblood was charged with inappropriately touching 2 teen victims, in one instance on about 25 occasions while he was counseling the youth between 2009 and 2011. With respect to that victim, counseling sessions in Youngblood's church office began when the victim was 16 years old and ended when the victim was 18, at which point the victim told Youngblood he no longer wanted to participate in counseling, according to the criminal complaint. In another, Youngblood had sexual relations with a youth over a 3-week period. Youngblood pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 16 to 48 months in prison in 2015 and 3 years of probation. 19 Nevertheless, while on parole, Youngblood conspires with others to harm and profit from attacks on prominent black religious figures, including Bishop Jakes, as more fully elaborated herein below. Youngblood uses the reach of Larry Reed Live to publicly blame his own abhorrent and horrific sexual abuse of minors on others, including Bishop Jakes, by accusing them of grooming, molesting, and sexually assaulting him decades ago. 20. On October 28, 2024, Youngblood sat for an over 2-hour-long interview on Larry Reed Live, LRL, an online video podcast hosted by Larry Reed that boasts of having over 150,000 subscribers on YouTube alone. The October 28th episode of LRL was broadcast live to tens of thousands of online viewers on the Larry Reed Live YouTube and Facebook accounts. The episode was titled, Larry Reed Live Interviews Dwayne Youngblood, The Abused Become. Case 2:24 CB016008 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 5 of 20. 6. The Abuser. 121. Youngblood began his interview by misleading viewers about the circumstances of his convictions and incarcerations. Youngblood lied to LRL's viewers about the circumstances of his 2015 conviction, claiming it was only because he was communicating with minors when he was not allowed to. The actual truth, which Youngblood concealed from the LRL audience, was that he violated his parole not because he had simply communicated with minors when he was not allowed to, but rather because he had been caught inappropriately touching 2 teen victims during counseling session between 2009 and 2011, and of engaging in sexual abuse over a 3-week period with a teenage victim. 22 The interview later turned to Youngblood's new claim about how the source of his becoming an abuser was his own abuse at the hands of pastors and religious figures he encountered in his youth. After detailing instances of his own father sexually abusing his sister, and of his abuse at the hands of other church leaders, Youngblood turned his ire on Bishop Jakes. 23 From the moment Youngblood brought up his allegations about Bishop Jakes roughly an hour into the interview, he and Mr. Reed spent almost the entirety of the rest of the interview on Bishop Jakes and Youngblood's claim that Bishop Jakes tried to groom and sexually abuse him.
Ooh.
24 Youngblood's story about Bishop Jakes on the October 28th episode of LRL was that when the now 58-year-old Youngblood was 18 or 19 years of age, Bishop Jakes, after talking to Youngblood for 2 hours at the home of an elder clergy woman where Bishop Jakes was staying. 1 Larry Reed Live, October 28, 24, Larry Reed Live interviews Dwayne Youngblood, The Abused Become the Abuser, October 28 LRL episode, YouTube, October 28, 2024, https://www.youtube.com/watch, v=dn2q5hyi0 https://www.youtube.com/watch V equals DN2Q5HYI0. Case 2:24CV01608 Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 6 of 20. 7. While supporting a local church's revival program, wrapped his arms around Youngblood and tried to kiss him. After sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally looked at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's gonna kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table, he got up from the table, he walked around toward the, way I had to exit quicker than I got over there, and when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me. And in that moment I literally died. 25 Next, according to Youngblood, Bishop Jakes called Youngblood the following morning. In the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Dwayne, it's Elder Jakes. Jakes and I get on that phone, and when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub, and in that thing he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. 26 Youngblood then went on to describe how he did not tell his mother what happened, but that she made him go to church services that night, where Bishop Jakes not only preached, but called up Youngblood to the pulpit to read for him. Youngblood ended his story by claiming that there is so much more to me and Bishop Jakes and my family and Bishop Jakes and the absolute destructive sexual damage, but this thing was so extremely damaging. 2. 27 Later on in the October 28 LRL episode, Youngblood described an encounter with Bishop Jakes where, years later, he had to drive Bishop Jakes and his wife to a hotel after a conference. According to Youngblood, he accompanied Bishop Jakes and his wife back to the hotel room, and after Mrs. Jakes went to sleep, Youngblood confronted Bishop Jakes and asked to ID. Case 2:24CV01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 7 of 20. 8. Him, why did you do what you did? To which Bishop Jakes responded, my stock was rising. And I would have had sex with anybody at that time. 3. 28 Less than a week later, on November 3, 2024, Youngblood returned to LRL for PT. 2. Larry Reed Live interviews Dwayne Youngblood, the abused became the abuser. 4. In Part 2, Youngblood doubled down on the same false story, and this time he made sure that all of the LRL viewers knew that he was not just accusing Bishop Jakes of trying to begin a sexual relationship with him, but rather that his story was one of sexual abuse. When pressed by Reed to further describe how his allegation that Bishop Jakes violated, groomed him was predatory in nature, Youngblood made it clear that he was accusing Bishop Jakes of attempted sexual assault. When it comes to Bishop Jakes, when I was sharing the story the other day I'm just running through the story, but I want to make sure people are very clear. I said that we were sitting at a dining room table and I looked at my watch and said I've got to get up and get out of here because I've got to get my mother's car back to her. But what may have been misunderstood is that Bishop Jakes got up, came around that table, and positioned himself in the corner that I had to walk past. When I was walking past that corner, he grabbed me. There is no reason if you're going to just give me a hug as we're leaving, go to the door with me and let's hug it out and let me go out the door. We are not at the door, we are still in the dining room, and he is in the corner, grabbed me to himself, looked down into my face, and then tried to bend his head down to kiss me on my lips. That is not a you didn't get what you wanted to get. 5. 29 Youngblood then doubled down and described again the phone call he claimed he had with Bishop Jakes, just as he did in the October 28 interview, stating in no uncertain terms that to him, That is absolutely forcing your position, your idea onto that person. 6. 3 ID. 4 Larry Reid Live, November 3rd, 24, PT 2. Larry Reid Live interviews Dwayne Youngblood, the abused became the abuser, November 3 LRL episode, YouTube, November 3rd, 2024, https://www.youtube.com/watch, v equals 6YBOCNFBUQ https://www.youtube.com/watch, v equals 6YBOCNFBUQ 55 ID. 6 ID. Case 2:24 CV01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 8 of 20. 9. 30 in Part 2, Mr. Reid also makes clear exactly what Youngblood was accusing Bishop Jakes of doing, stating at the 39-minute mark that Bishop Jakes violated, groomed you. And Youngblood doubled down on his claim that Bishop Jakes did this to Youngblood because his stock was rising and he would have slept with anybody. 731. For his part, Reid went to great lengths to try and bolster Youngblood's credibility, claiming in Part 2 that Youngblood feels honest to Reid, that it doesn't feel that you're mad, you don't seem mad at all, and you don't feel like you're trying to get anybody back. You just telling the story, to which Youngblood nods and agrees throughout. Point 8 Youngblood's intent and motive for making these allegations would be made absolutely clear with his exorbitant financial demand weeks later, as more fully elaborated herein below. Youngblood's accusations on Larry Reid Live about Bishop Jakes are false and he knew it when he made them. 32 From start to finish, Youngblood's tale of grooming and attempted sexual assault at the hands of Bishop Jakes is patently false. Bishop Jakes never kissed or tried to kiss Youngblood, never cornered him or forced him into any situation, sexual or otherwise, and certainly never told him that he wanted to sleep with him or had any conversation of a sexual nature at all with him. The interactions described by Youngblood during his LRL interviews on October 28 and November 3 never happened. Period. 33 Indeed, the very context and nature of Youngblood's accusation render them unbelievable. Youngblood, having served years for molesting and sexually assaulting minors that he himself was supposed to counsel and mentor through his church, is a desperate attempt to rehabilitate his image and build a new ministry for himself. His playbook is clear. Accuse what? 7 ID. 8 ID. Case 2:24 CV01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 9 of 20. 10. Seems to be every other prominent church leader he has ever met of grooming and preying on him, and then blame them for his own criminal predatory conduct after he has been finally released from prison as a 2-time convicted felon and lifetime registered sex offender.
Wow.
Indeed, his blatant lies to LRL's viewers about the circumstances of his own convictions and incarcerations are proof that this is all just one big lie to try and rewrite history for his own personal gain. Youngblood's October 28 and November 3 appearances falsely targeting and attacking Bishop Jakes go viral. 34. Just as Youngblood hoped, his October 28 and November 3 appearances went viral. Part 1 has over 120,000 views, making it one of the most viewed LRL episodes in history even though it has been posted for less than a month. And Part 2 has garnered over 25,000 views since it was posted on November 3. Moreover, clips featuring Youngblood's false story about Bishop Jakes posted to the Larry Reid Live YouTube account attracted tens of thousands more views. 9. 35 The LRL interviews were also posted to other Larry Reid Live social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, where they garnered hundreds of thousands of additional views, 10 as well as to Larry Reid's website, LarryReidLive.com, where they tallied even more views. 36 The spread of Youngblood's false allegations, as expected, did not stop with just Larry Reid's social media and online platforms. Predictably and foreseeably, Youngblood's story went viral, being republished, reposted, and commented on by numerous other social media users and influencers. For example, Newsbreak, which boasts over 26 million monthly readers. 9 Larry Reid Live. Dwayne Youngblood tells Larry Reid Live about his teenage experience with Diddy. Jakes. 2. November 2nd, 2024. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=L8ZML3MCEJK. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=L8ZML3MCEJK. Larry Reid Live. Larry Reid Live. Dwayne Youngblood recalls Bishop Quandra Wilson, Bishop Jakes, Bishop Sherman Watkins. YouTube, November 3rd, 2024. 10c. Example https://www.tiktok.com/LarryReedLive/video/74310518370698538 and https://www.tiktok.com/LarryReedLive/video/74310518370698538
Read it, Sarah.
$N. Case 2:24 CV01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 10 of 2011. Published at least 5 separate stories on Youngblood's accusations against Bishop Jakes. 11N. Youngblood's false accusations were republished by other YouTubers and TikTok influencers too. Hundreds of thousands of additional viewers. 12. 37 all told. It's likely that over 1 million people have been exposed to Youngblood's lies about Bishop Jakes. Youngblood retains an attorney with a history of filing frivolous lawsuits against prominent black celebrities, and proceeds to try and extort millions from Bishop Jakes. 38 Incredibly, the defendant's malicious efforts to smear Bishop Jakes' reputation was only part of the plan. Prototypically, of course, their motivation was also deeply rooted in immediate financial gain. Days after the second podcast, on information and belief, the defendant November 15, 2024, a lawyer purporting to represent Youngblood demanded that Bishop Jakes pay Youngblood $6 million in order to resolve this matter. 11 CJ Infinity, When Faith Leaders Fall, examining the accusations against TD Jakes. Newsbreak, November 9, 2024. https://www.newsbreak.com/news/3667614859776 When Faith Leaders Fall, examining the accusations against TD Jakes. https://w TD Jakes, Virginia Blue. Dwayne Youngblood shares his allegations against Bishop TD Jakes and other spiritual fathers. Newsbreak, November 6, 2024. https://www.newsbreak.com/Virginia S. Blue Ridge Voice 1594046/3661493944039 Dwayne Youngblood shares his allegations against Bishop TD Jakes and other spiritual fathers. https://www.newsbreak.com/Virginia S. Blue Ridge Voice 1594046/3661493944039 Dwayne Youngblood shares his allegations against Bishop TD Jakes and other spiritual fathers. J Infinity, breaking news. Sexual assault allegations against TD Jakes exposed. New break. November 8, 2024. https://www.newsbreak.com/news/3665999947833 Sexual assault allegations against TD Jakes exposed by accuser Dwayne Youngblood. Youngblood claims he was 18 at the time. https://www.newsbreak.com/news/3665999947833 Sexual assault allegations against TD Jakes exposed by accuser Dwayne Youngblood. Youngblood claims he was 18 at the time. J Infinity. Former Bishop Dwayne Youngblood opens up about alleged encounter with Bishop TD Jakes. Newsbreak, November 8, 2024. https://www.newsbreak.com/the-world-around-J and beyond 1604689/366252675275013 Former Bishop Dwayne Youngblood opens up about alleged encounter with Bishop T.D. Jakes. https://www.newsbreak.com/the-world-around-J and beyond 1604689/366252675275013 Former Bishop Dwayne Youngblood opens up about alleged encounter with Bishop T.D. Jakes. J. Infinity, Bishop's accused. Youngblood's shocking allegations of grooming and trips. Newsbreak, November 10, 2024. https://www.news.break.com/news/3666335984596 Bishops accused Youngblood as shocking allegations of grooming and trips. https://www.news.break.com/news/3666335984596 Bishops accused Youngblood as shocking allegations of grooming and trips. 12C, example at Monica Johnson's Pic, TikTok, October 29, 2024. https://www.tiktok.com/@monicajonsonspic/video/7431365515353820458 lang equals n https://www.tiktok.com/@monicajonsonspic/video/7431365515353820458 lang equals n at iStrip3D, TikTok, October 31st, 2024. https://www.tiktok.com/@iStrip3/video/7431978582877932843 https://www.tiktok.com/@iStrip3/video/7431978582877932843 Case 2:24CB01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 11 of 2012. Quickly and privately, otherwise, Youngblood would bring a lawsuit against Bishop Jakes for sexual assault and harassment. 40 The motivation of the demand was clear, pay millions of dollars, otherwise, the podcast strategy and other similar tactics of attempting to publicly harass and shame Bishop Jakes would continue. 41 Fundamentally, federal criminal law punishes blackmail. Anyone who either demands or receives money, or any other valuable thing, under the threat of informing, or as a consideration for not informing, against any violation of U.S. law under 18 U.S.C. 873 is committing a crime. 42 Further, both the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, 18 PACS 3923, and federal criminal law, 18 U.S.C. 13, punish attempted extortion, such as the money grab, which is no different than an old-fashioned robbery attempt. 43 Here, the selection of the attorney was part of the scheme because Youngblood needed to obtain counsel who was either familiar with or experienced in tactics to bring sexual assault claims decades old that have no merit and or have no relief under the law. For example, the same attorney commenced an action in California against the rapper T.I. and his wife Tinny Harris, accusing them of sexually assaulting a woman in 2005. In August 2024, U.S. District Court Judge Sherilyn P. Garnett dismissed the lawsuit. The rapper stated that these allegations were false and were part of the many salacious allegations put forth in order to extort money from them. 44 The same proverbial playbook is at work here against Bishop Jakes, however, Youngblood miscalculated Bishop Jakes' inclination to fight back. Case 2:24CB01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 12 of 2013. Bishop Jakes brings this action to hold Youngblood accountable for deliberately spreading his manufactured story of sexual abuse. 45. Youngblood spread knowingly false accusations about one of the most respected and prominent religious figures. And he did so for the most morally corrupt reasons, to rehabilitate his image, explain away his own criminal and horrific sexual conduct, and ultimately to profit significantly. 46. The financial harm Youngblood's knowingly false accusations have caused Bishop Jakes are monumental and devastating. Bishop Jakes has been the spiritual rock for millions of Christians all over the world, particularly in the African American community. Youngblood's viral allegations that Bishop Jakes groomed, preyed on, and sexually abused and assaulted him then a young minister have tarnished Bishop Jakes's reputation. Hundreds of thousands if not more have seen and heard Youngblood's accusations, and because of the lies Youngblood and his co-conspirators have told to bolster his credibility, those viewers are likely to believe Youngblood's knowingly false story. 47. In addition to and even more devastating than the millions of dollars in reputational harm Youngblood has caused, Youngblood's lies have put in jeopardy the critical philanthropic missions Bishop Jakes spearheads, and has likely impaired significantly the benefits that the recipients of such efforts receive. And Youngblood's intentional and malicious lies have taken a substantial emotional and physical toll on Bishop Jakes. On November 24, the day before he filed this action, Bishop Jakes suffered a medical crisis on stage in the middle of his Sunday service in front of his entire church. 13. C. Shakamri Gowdy, Bishop T.D. Jakes suffers health incident after delivering sermon, CBS News, November 25, 2024. https://www.cbsnews.com/amp/texas/news/Dallas Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes suffers medical emergency during sermon https://www.cbsnews.com/amp/texas/news/Dallas Pastor Bishop T.D. Jakes suffers medical emergency during sermon Case 2:24 CB01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 13 of 20. 14. 48 Bishop Jakes believes with all his heart that actual victims of sexual abuse should be treated with the utmost respect, kindness, empathy, and sympathy, and that true perpetrators of such abuse should be held accountable for their actions. But that is not the case here. Youngblood has used and abused the might of social media and the legal process to re-victimize those he preyed on and harmed, and to make knowingly false accusations for his own personal and financial gain. Men like Youngblood must be held accountable for their abuse of the system and for setting back those with legitimate and real allegations of sexual abuse. 49 Bishop Jakes brings this lawsuit to hold men like Youngblood accountable for their shameful acts and to set the record straight. First claim for relief: libel per SE against defendant Dwayne Youngblood 50. Bishop Jakes repeats, real legs, and incorporates the above paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. 51 On October 28, 2024 and November 3, 2024, Youngblood gave a live interview on The Larry Reid Live Show, in which he accused Bishop Jakes of grooming him, of sexually assaulting and abusing him, and over other predatory conduct of a sexual nature. The shows were titled 10.28.24, Larry Reid Live Interviews Dwayne Youngblood, The Abused Become the Abuser, and 11.3.24, PT2, Larry Reid Live Interviews Dwayne Youngblood, The Abused Become the Abuser, respectively. 52 In addition to general accusations of sexual abuse against Bishop Jakes, the October 28 Larry Reid live broadcast also includes the following specific statements by Youngblood about Bishop Jakes. 14. October 14, 28 LRL episode. Case 2:24 CB01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 14 of 20. 15. After sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally looked at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's gonna kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table, he got up from the table, he walked around toward the, way. I had to exit quicker than I got over there, and when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me. And in that moment I literally died. Jakes and I get on that phone, and when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub, and in that thing he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh you're going to be the only person I sleep with. The second one is you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything. And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life. There is so much more to me and Bishop Jakes and my family and Bishop Jakes and the absolute destructive sexual damage, but this thing was so extremely damaging. 53 And in addition to general accusations of sexual abuse against Bishop Jakes, the November 3rd Larry Reid live broadcast also includes the following specific statements by Youngblood about Bishop Jakes. 15. When it comes to Bishop Jakes, when I was sharing the story the other day I'm just running through the story, but I want to make sure people are very clear. I said that we were sitting at a dining room table and I looked at my watch and said I've got to get up and get out of here because I've got to get my mother's car back to her. But what may have been misunderstood is that Bishop Jakes got up, came around that table, and positioned himself in the corner that I had to walk past. When I was walking past that corner, he grabbed me. There is no reason if you're going to just give me a hug as we're leaving, go to the door with me and let's hug it out and let me go out the door. We are not at the door, we are still in the dining room, and he is in the corner, grabbed me to himself, looked down into my face, and then tried to bend his head down to kiss me on my lips. That is not a you didn't get what you wanted to get. When I got home that next day, what I learned by Bishop Jakes's phone call to me was what he thought of me. Because he said there's 3 things that I need you to do, without hesitation. There's no long build up or nothing. So it tells me that the conversation that I had with him, his observation of me, made him believe that what he was getting ready to share, I would go with it. That means he had thoughts about my sexuality, my identity, all of those things before he even made the suggestion. And so he suggested to me, 1. You're gonna be the only person. November 15, 3 LRL episode. Case 2:24 CV01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 15 of 2016. I'm going to have sex with when I come to Pittsburgh. 2. You can't sleep with nobody else because I can't give this to my wife. And 3. I'm going to take care of you the rest of your life. To me, that is absolutely forcing your position, your idea onto the person. 54 The full interviews were posted to the Larry Reid Live YouTube and Facebook accounts, and to the LarryReidLive.com website. Clips of the interviews featuring Youngblood's accusations of grooming, sexual abuse, sexual assault, and other predatory conduct were also posted to the Larry Reid Live YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram accounts. All of these posts went out to a worldwide audience and were viewed hundreds of thousands of times. 55 Youngblood's statements were of and concerning Bishop Jakes. 56 Youngblood's statements on the October 28 and November 3 episodes of Larry Reid Live individually and taken as a whole, intended to convey, and were understood by viewers as conveying, the factual accusations that Bishop Jakes groomed, sexually abused, sexually assaulted, and engaged in predatory conduct of a sexual nature with Youngblood. 57 Youngblood's statements on the October 28 and November 3 episodes of Larry Reid Live are false and defamatory. 58 Youngblood's statements on the October 28 and November 3 episodes of Larry Reid Live are libelous per se in that they expose Bishop Jakes to contempt, ridicule, and obloquy, tends to affect Bishop Jakes in his profession as a trusted pastor and religious figure, and accuses Bishop Jakes of engaging in unlawful conduct. Indeed, the accusations that Youngblood has made about Bishop Jakes are as damaging and damning as anyone can make about a prominent pastor and spiritual leader. 59 By publication of his statements on the October 28 and November 3 episodes of Larry Reid Live, Youngblood caused harm to Bishop Jakes's reputation. Case 2:24 CV01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 16 of 2017. 60 Youngblood published his statements on the October 28 and November 3 episodes of Larry Reid Live with actual malice, in that he was aware at the time of publication that the statement was false or, at a minimum, had a high degree of awareness that the statement was probably false. 61 In addition to knowing statements were false when he made them because he was a first-hand witness to his interactions with Bishop Jakes and knows that he was never groomed, sexually assaulted, sexually abused, or preyed on in any way by Bishop Jakes. Youngblood's statements were also made with a reckless disregard of the truth. For example, Youngblood had financial and other motives to lie, as evidenced by his demand for millions of dollars from Bishop Jakes and his attempt to rehabilitate his image and recast himself as a sexual abuse victim instead of a perpetrator in order to revive his ministry. Youngblood is a convicted felon and sex offender. Youngblood's claims are inherently improbable, in particular his claims about the follow-up conversations with Bishop Jakes. Youngblood's false and defamatory statements about Bishop Jakes were made in furtherance of and to fit within the preconceived storyline Youngblood needed in order to rehabilitate his image as a sex offender and felon and to demand and extract millions of dollars from Bishop Jakes. Youngblood was caught red-handed lying about the circumstances of his criminal convictions during his October 28 interview with Larry Reed, and in his demand letter when he changed his story to be that he may have been 17, rather than 18 or 19, at the time of the alleged incident. And Youngblood conspired and coordinated with others to levy these false attacks on Bishop Jakes. 62 Youngblood had no applicable privilege or legal authorization to make these false and defamatory statements, or if he did, he abused it. Case 2:24 CV 01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 17 of 2018. 63 as a direct and proximate result of the publication of his false and defamatory statements on the October 28 and November 3 episodes of Larry Reed Live, Bishop Jakes has suffered substantial injury to his reputation. 64 Youngblood's defamatory statements were accompanied with malice, wantonness, and a conscious desire to cause injury. Youngblood purposefully made the defamatory statements heedlessly and with reckless and willful indifference to Bishop Jakes's rights. 65 Bishop Jakes is therefore entitled to actual, presumed, punitive, and other economic damages in an amount to be specifically determined at trial. Second claim for relief: civil conspiracy against all defendants. 66. Bishop Jakes repeats, real legs, and incorporates the above paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. 67 On information and belief, Youngblood, and those acting in concert with him, i.e. the co-conspirators, worked together to publish and broadcast the false claim that Bishop Jakes groomed him and sexually assaulted Youngblood on a podcast reaching over 100,000 persons, knowing that making such false claims on a podcast that reaches such a broad audience of listeners would harm Bishop Jakes. To wit, co-conspirator number 1 falsely claimed, in sum and substance, during the podcast that Bishop Jakes had engaged in settlement discussions with Youngblood regarding his claims. 68 On information and belief, this statement by co-conspirator number 1 was done intentionally in order to give credence and a patina of credibility to Youngblood's false statements, even though co-conspirator number 1 was aware that efforts by Bishop Jakes to pay Youngblood to avoid him making such statements was knowingly false. Case 2:24 CV 01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 18 of 2019. 69 The first podcast occurred on October 28, 2024. While Youngblood and his co-conspirators made false statements to harm Bishop Jakes in that broadcast, on information and belief, the defendants aimed to maximize their efforts by launching a second broadcast on November 3, 2024 meant to sharpen and clarify the false statements for maximum impact. For example, Youngblood, in sum and substance, attempted to more clearly target his false claim of sexual assault against Bishop Jakes by stating, in sum and substance, that Bishop Jakes restrained him and forcibly kissed him, as opposed to the first podcast interview where Youngblood alleges that they embraced at the end of an hours-long, wide-ranging conversation about faith and life and parents. 70 Due to Youngblood and his co-conspirators' defamatory acts, Bishop Jakes has suffered general and specific damages in amount to be established at trial. 71 On information and belief, Youngblood alleges that defendants, and each of them, have committed defamatory acts, and/or acts in furtherance of, against Bishop Jakes, as alleged above, which were willful, intentional, and malicious, which subjects defendants, and each of them, to liability. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, Plaintiff Bishop T.D. Jakes respectfully requests that the court award him relief against defendant Dwayne Youngblood as follows: 72. Actual and compensatory damages exceeding $75,000, as well as interest, reasonable attorney's fees, and costs, as allowed by law. 73. Punitive damages, as allowed by law. And 74. Such other and further relief as the court deems appropriate. Case 2:24 CV 01608 WSS Document 2 filed November 26, 24 page 19 of 2020. Jury trial demand. Plaintiff demands trial by jury for all claims and issues that are so treatable. Date, November 25, 2024 by /s/ Devin J. Kwastik Devin J. Kwastik P.A. ID number 91852 MCES.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Pumpkin. Ooh, that man accused T.D. Jakes for all that stuff. Now, you know who's always been suspect to me is T.D. Jakes, but I've never heard anything about him. That could just be his mannerisms, child. You know, I don't like a soft foot ass nigga like that. Let's just see. Let me check on Diddy. Nothing on Diddy, y'all. Don't know. Well, let's wait on the verdict. Let's wait a little bit. I just can't believe Love tried to get some last minute, like, narration. And like, girl, that's why they be talking about your ass. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can find something to put on. I just got this funny feeling that we might, I don't know, I might be off, but I got this funny feeling that we're going to get something today. These people tired. This Larry Reed man live now. Is he one of the kids? Can we still say that? Not be offensive. Oh, what is this Larry Reed dude got to say? I wasn't, I heard of him.
One of the vloggers, when I done the last part 2 interview with Youngblood, inboxed him.
So how this guy get involved in this mess? This Larry, how he get involved?
This time make it funny. I might have to watch them. That's a new one.
Okay, so this guy in the middle is Youngblood. So let's listen to what he got to say. Let's put this dude on the rock.
Okay, can I'm about to start it. I hate doing these shows. I tell you the truth, but I got to do them.
He told me he hate to do them, but he got to do them. Okay. Oh, y'all look suspect. I'm just
multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reed is the founder of the MBN Network, owner of LDR Enterprises, based out of Atlanta.
Reed. I'm the person that the show is named for. Listen, we're about to have a conversation, and I pray to God this is the last time I have to have any conversation.
I have to get my own background because the Information Bureau, honey, they lack information.
My name and my popularity to overshadow someone's story who wanted to use my platform to tell. And I do know that there are bloggers and YouTubers that are obsessed with me and also like to make money off my name and picture. I hope you guys are able to see these bloggers and these platforms for what they are. The reality is that they will use anyone and anything to get clicks and likes. They do not care about people. I happen to care. And I do not want my name, my brand, to overshadow Dwayne and Jake's, what they're dealing with between each other. Because the reality is, none of us was there. And we don't know. I said this from the beginning, part 1. I said this when I was covering the conversation prior to that, all the way back to the Diddy stuff. I've been consistent in saying that here. If you have heard me say that over and over, please put it in the chat so nobody think I'm lying, because the rest of these bloggers and YouTubers and these outlets, I don't want to call nobody out, because I got a relationship with some of these big outlets that's reporting stuff, but I'm just real careful at what I say. And I don't think that these outlets are interested in people or care. And I think they just want the lowdown. They just want the lowdown and the salacious. And they want to shop it to you like it's facts and like it's proven, and it's not. It is not proven that what Dwayne Youngblood said is true. It's not proven. Now, the other people who I said the name, I won't call them on the platform in light of Jake's. It was, well, that one was proven. I got evidence of that. But let's go to Diddy. So the Diddy thing, we can't prove it. We ain't seen no video. We ain't seen no text. We just know he went to the party, at least the day part or the part where everybody else was there. We don't know if he suckered or blocked and came back late at night. We don't know that. The point is, let's just get into the story, learn from the story. You can even pick sides, but you need to know whatever side you pick, you don't have any supporting evidence for the side that you choose. I know people take sides. They do. We all do. But you don't have any evidence. I just want you to be clear on that. I want you to be really clear. You do not really know. And in addition to what I've been saying about we don't know, it was in 2018, I told you guys it was all coming out of Texas. And yes, I was talking about Bishop T.D. Jakes. But I wasn't talking just about him. And now we see this year, I mean, y'all gonna give it all to Cat Williams. But I told you guys in 2018, it was all coming out of Texas. And this year, one Texas mega pastor after the next. I mean, I don't know what else y'all need to prove the level of integrity. And I say this giving glory to God and to you guys that have put me here. You can't spot my work. You just can't. You can hate me. You can even believe the rumors that are on the internet on YouTube about me if you choose to. But what you're going to have to admit is that if these lips say it, yeah, put your questions in the chat. Kim, I'm going to start them. I'm going to answer your question because I'm going to be, after this, I'm not answering no more. I don't even want to talk about this anymore. You have to admit that for some reason, I'm always right. And I say that before him that pushed me to do this work and you guys that have caused me to be successful at doing it. You ain't got to scroll up. If you ain't already done put your question in there, you got to put it in there again because they ain't going to see it. You're not scrolling up. Okay, so let's get into this conversation. I talked with Dwayne's team. I did talk with Dwayne yesterday, but I've made a decision. This is my own personal decision. I don't want to speak with him while he's walking through this about this. Now, I can speak with him about other stuff, but I don't want to speak with him and he's walking through this. I think that's respectful of me. And this is what I'm choosing to do. Now, let me say something to these other bloggers that are calling you, inboxing you. And this is the reason why some of you, not all of you, should have followed Conscious TV's direction that he received from Spirit years ago. And he placed himself in my Patreon to be mentored. All of you that ask how to be mentored on money, business, through my Patreon. And he did that. And as a result, not only do he know me and how I do what I do, but he's taken it and have built his own empire that is very successful. The lead attorney said something about Conscious TV this morning when he saw me in the chat. He said, he's a little different. You know, he's a man's man, and Conscious is ambiguous and androgynous. And so it's a lot for regular niggas to take in. And it was for me. But because of who he is and the way he thinks and how good he is, like Lee Turner said, he said, but the guy's good. He's skilled. And I wished a lot of you other vloggers, we see Thais in the chat sometimes, he sort of follows that same thing. And some of the rest of them, I'm not going to name. Oh, Pam, the internet, here I go. I'm naming names. Get in trouble. Let me stop. But you guys really need to up how you move. And I know a lot of you are looking up to this particular vlogger because they have over 1 million subscribers doing the type work that they do. That may work for them. It probably won't work for you. I mean, because they started many years ago when people were into the Inquirer, when Wendy Williams were popping. But y'all, we in a different time. It's over. You ain't paying attention. Even Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, Jasmine Brand, TMZ have all altered the way they handle stories. And y'all are backwards. And you're behind. And you're settling for pennies. Because you're still getting paid from the people who on the internet that like salacious and lies. But we're in Aquarius now for the next 20 years. And people are going to naturally desire an upgraded version of your platform. And you need to upgrade. This thing that y'all are doing with discounting Dwayne or Jakes, just tell the story because there won't none of us there. And then for those of you that's real dizzy, that's putting my name and my face, I'm thinking you obsessed because the only position I have in this is being the platform Dwayne wanted to come on. Y'all, he let me know he wanted to come on this platform almost a year ago to tell his story that's connected to his book. I knew Jakes was in this, but he wasn't the only bishop that was a part of this. These other bishops are very prominent, but you don't know about them because they're not as popular as Jakes. And so I had to wait until I felt comfortable doing the story. And I'm glad I waited and allowed him to use this platform to tell his story. We do not know what happened. Oh my God, we don't know. We just do not know. So we should not be passing judgment. We can draw parallels and lines and we can say what we think we believe. But the reality is, until, which I don't think is going to happen, is tried in a court of law with jurors, we don't know. That complaint that Jakes them filed and the answer that Youngblood is going to file is just their story. I saw a lie that was in the complaint that was filed by Jakes. So it don't have to be the truth right now. But the trial is going to let us know that. Okay, so can we start off there? Can all of us start there? Let's start there. Don't none of us know what the hell is up. We just heard the story. Some of us believe it, some of us do not. Plain and simple. That's it. All right. So let me tell you. So I got on. Oh, I need to be more specific for one of these bloggers, but I don't want to big them up. I think you are. Let me tell you what one of the bloggers did.
Should I be listening to him?
One of the bloggers, when I done the last part 2 interview with Youngblood, inboxed him, said, I want to talk with you. Youngblood responds back, get the phone number. Said, okay. I had already told him that many people are going to be reaching out. Weigh your options. God, I wish I could call him and ask him, but I'm sure his lawyers don't want him to do that. But I said to him, the wisest decision for you to do, after you interviewed me, I said, this is going all over the entire body of Christ. That's number one, because I understand what God has given us here. And I said, it's going to go over secularly as well. I said, but it's probably going to stop at some point until.
Let me lay a element of music under him because I don't know how he is with sharing this stuff, and I don't want to do shit. Let me lay something up under him.
Something is foul. This is what I said to him. I've been doing this work for a long time. I was expecting him to file first, actually, although he hadn't discussed that with me. I was not thinking that Bishop Jakes will file because it's not smart. I don't care who says it is, it's not. It was not smart. And so bloggers call. This particular blogger spoke with him. He said, I'm not doing the interview with you, basically. Okay. But then they called back again yesterday. And in this conversation, the entire conversation was about me. That I have some obsession with T.D. Jakes. Okay, well, look through my YouTube and tell me if you find an obsession. That I hate T.D. Jakes. Mind you, I gave my hard-earned money to Jakes, thousands of dollars. Certainly not true. I respect his contribution. I don't care if he was a child molester, a predator, if he robbing folk. I'm still going to respect his contribution because he changed preaching in the black church. I know about what allegedly Cora did. Well, I don't even got to say allegedly that. I know about the mysterious death of his former stylist and what happened around that. I heard that from his voice, and another pastor was on the phone with me. We don't know if it's true, but I know about all of that melee. I know about why he got in trouble as relates to Pastor Keon Henderson. Don't have no evidence for it, but I have heard his account, and I've also heard Keon's account. Because Keon was one of my artists on my record label that I got all the way to stellar nomination and up the radio charts. He won't tell it, so I tell it. I do not understand the purpose of calling Dwayne and given a whole rundown of every room and everything ever been said on the internet. And what I didn't know is that Dwayne already knew those things. He did not even know me personally, but knew enough to where he knew this. I see what this is. So can y'all just, if you're going to use your platform to create a conversation in the areas that our community need to be having a conversation in, that we are not having conversations about. We do not talk enough about men of God who are really anointed, but at the same time, they got real issues that they have not got help for because they've been helping your ass. And them helping you pays their bills. So it's almost like, well, you get yourself together until you get back in the pulpit. I don't know, that's crazy. The man got to pay bills. Would you not go to work? That's called your spirit ain't right. Come on now. I do understand how it should be, but let's talk about how it is, though. It should be like that, but it's not how it is. They got to eat. And we don't have enough conversation about that. And I need to say this. Pastors, preachers, prophets are human. I said this on Kingdom Business when that whole thing rolled out. When they asked me, BT asked me, and that was what I said years ago. If you go on my old YouTube, I've always said this. Now, some of them got problems. Some of them are not safe for you to sit up under. Some of them are not okay to follow, in my opinion. However, even the best ones, the good ones, got something in their life or their past that may not be all that nice. This is the same thing with Bishop T.D. Jakes. Am I saying that you don't reserve the right to make a judgment? I ain't saying that. But what I am saying is that the judgment you're making, I need for you to understand that your judgment is without hard facts and evidence as relates to Dwayne Youngblood. You only have his story, which we should respect, and now we have Jake's story, which was the whole point of that filing call. Otherwise, it made no sense to do. The whole point of Jake's filing was so that he could answer directly to Dwayne Youngblood, I did not do this, and I am not guilty of this, and you are a sex offender, and I'm the greatest thing that ever happened to the black church. That's the whole point of the filing, a PR move, period. Because otherwise, it made no sense. Why doesn't it make sense, Larry? I'm going to tell you what I told them to this alleged T.D. Jakes representative. Because this is different than any of the other ones I dealt with. So I'm saying alleged. But y'all know I say that anyway, even if I talk to Jakes themselves. I mean, listen, I keep it real on the platform. I'll let y'all know if I'm pissing on your leg and telling you it's rain. No, this is piss. It's not rainwater. But you know, I have to protect. Okay, so anyway, this is what I said. Why? And I asked the other one yesterday. Why would y'all advise Bishop Jakes to file a lawsuit against a man whose life has already been laid out over the media for almost 2 decades? Why would y'all choose to go after this man who has nothing to lose as it relates to his reputation? Yeah, I bet you are stuttering because you didn't think of it like this. This is the way that they thought of it. Because his past is so bad, going after him is a good PR move to show that Jakes don't play when you talk about him. And we'll pull up everything from your past. It was a good move to go at. No, it was not smart. It was dumb. Because now, what has happened since he filed, my inbox is running over. But a few people who said they have been with Dwayne Youngblood, so what? We already know. It was consenting adults. And now with people who said they had something to happen between them and Bishop Jakes. Now you got all this extra stuff. And I found out one of them, in addition to the Tim Anderson and the Richard Youngblood, who I believe are going to become a part of this lawsuit. Now, there's another person I just found out. I said, what is this person saying? And they told me what this person, I said, you know what? Are they getting in the lawsuit? Yes, they're going to be a part of it. Okay. I said, well, let me ask you this. Are y'all calling? This is all my questions to Dwayne's team. Who are you guys going to put in your reply? Every name y'all ever heard me mention on this platform. These lawyers are good, because I got a lot of videos. Every name I ever mentioned on this platform, they are bringing into this lawsuit. And I'm sure Jake's team is listening to me. You heard what I said. You're reading the comments. Maybe this will get you guys to move a little bit more wise. Because now you can, before the jury, paint Dwayne Youngblood using his past that he served time for, found guilty of and served time for, bringing that up. You can do that. But when you have others who have the exact same testimony, we don't know if it's true, but the exact same testimony, who are upstanding citizens, great human beings with no record, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I found some church music. This seems like it's some
From
church stuff going
our
on.
community. And when they hear different people who didn't know themselves, know each other prior to now, say the same thing. How many of y'all have sat and watched cases like this? It works every time. Every time it splits the jurors. This is not going to be good. When I looked at the people that were emailing me concerning Jakes and the people that were emailing me concerning Dwayne Youngblood, the people concerning Dwayne Youngblood is just more stories of him laying up with them. Not no violation. Not what I've received. It was just consenting adults. You know, people just want to tell stuff, and it's time for that. But what these other people concerning Jakes, they're saying they were used, dropped, paid. That's going to be, what the family intellect say? Because we need to listen to what she say. His criminal history may not even be admissible. You see what I'm saying? At trial, I'm sure his attorneys will try to get it excluded. And they can. Y'all heard me beg almost a year ago. I said to Bishop Jakes' team that I know was watching, listen to what I'm saying. Y'all should have listened to me. I'm doing media in social media. And what happens up here matters. It may not matter to some, but it matters to somebody. And it's not really a strong, what's the word, counter to talk about Dwayne Youngblood's past when you got people up there who were talking about just a few years ago telling the same story. It's not gonna work. Good luck with that. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna be a clean sweep. This is only gonna drag out stuff we don't have any business knowing about Bishop Jakes and possibly the Potter's house, that ain't none of our business. If it's anybody's business, it's the members, but it ain't ours out here. I just don't think that was smart to do. Okay, so I asked this to Jake's team, alleged team, and I think that they are having second thoughts, because allegedly, this is alleged, what is consciousness? He said there are people who are speaking out against Dwayne who are not a part of his crimes, though. Right. So if he can bring character witnesses against Jakes, so can Jakes do to Youngblood. Yeah, but it's not going to matter. You're bringing up people to talk about what he's already been convicted of, served his time for, that happened many years ago. That ain't going to carry no weight beside someone who's telling the exact story that Dwayne told us, plus more, and with texts and videos. Bruh, that ain't gonna matter. That's gonna matter to YouTubers that don't like Dwayne and don't like me, but it ain't gonna matter in court. Now, this is something here, Carmen, glad you brought that up. This is something here that is a concern. And this is a big concern because I don't think y'all know who Jakes is outside of the church world. For the world, Jakes is the church. Everything that's good about the church, everything that the church ever has done good to people that used to go to church in their childhood, that may be R&B stars, actors, and millionaires and billionaires. You got to remember, this is like a Trump situation. Donald Trump, with all these convictions, still about to be our president, he's a Gemini. Bishop T.D. Jakes is a Gemini. Geminis typically know how to dance with their power and get connected to power to get more power. And Jakes has done well with this. So his friends are judges, politicians, congressmen. So Carmen, this is a concern. Concern being, let's suppose Jakes has done these horrible things. He's able to get away with that. Yep. That is a situation. All right, so what is it? Okay, give me there might be a little bit more. Okay, so listen. So I said to Jake's team basically what I'm saying to you guys here, and what I think, this is what I think is going to happen. I think because there has been communication between Jake's lawyers and Dwayne lawyers since the filing. Now, let me repeat. There has been communication between Jake's lawyer and Dwayne's lawyers since the filing. And the conversation is, first of all, number one, Dwayne has not been served. Let me look now. Let me make sure. Yeah. That he has not been served at all yet. And they did ask the lawyer, would he accept service? And the lawyer says no. Because, let me tell you why. The reason why the lawyer would not accept service is because the lawyers pulled a fast one on Dwayne's team by doing the filing. Larry, what you mean? They had every right. There's a certain kind of way that these type things go down. And they went quickly to file. I'll explain it more when I come back. I want you guys to watch this 1 minute video because what we're doing in Ghana, this is a documentary. Make sure you're watching on the platform. But I'm just going to show you a minute clip. We're creating jobs in Ghana. So before I get off, I'm going to ask you guys to donate with that in mind. But first, I want you guys to watch this.
Trying to rain on the thunder, tell a storm I'm new. I'm a wild, I'm a march on the regular, painted white flags blue. Lord, forgive me, being
This structure was used for trade in human beings. Enslaved Africans were captured from different areas in Africa, put them in chains and shackles, and they traveled on foot for several days, weeks, months, crossing rivers, climbing mountains, hills to get to the dungeons.
I'ma keep it running cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
All right, make sure you watch the documentary retracing the steps of the ancestors. I need for you to watch it. It's on this channel. It's about 4 or 5 videos back. And this is what I want you guys to do. When I went in there, I received an assignment that attached itself to my life. And I must create jobs in Ghana. And so we're going to be putting money in the life of Ghanaians. I can't begin to tell you how the system is there. $1 and about 52 cents, I think it is today, is what they make an hour. And these Chinese and Russian people and Italians come in, buy up everything, hire the people, and pay them pennies. Like 800 CDs a month, working 6 days a week, 10-hour work days. You guys, that come to about less than 100 of our dollars, don't it? Or right at 100 of our dollars. A little over $50, you see. So no, what we're going to do, we're going to create jobs in Ghana. So I want you to make sure whatever you donate, put 3 8s in it. And in the comment section, memo section, put your phone number, and then behind it put LRL, so we know when you saw this, or heard this appeal to donate to what we're doing there. Thank you. All right, now let me get back. Now, when this is how it normally go. Pam in the chat so she can help me. This is how it normally go. All right, somebody comes out telling their story. Blah, 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 blah. Typically, what happens is then that person gets representation, and then they have their representative, their lawyer, to reach out to the representation of the person that they're accusing XYZ of. Sometimes the person doesn't come out and say anything at all. We just saw this with Cassie. Cassie did not come out here and say anything. Her representative contacted Diddy's representative, and they began to communicate. In the communication, Diddy did not, for the lack of a better word, acknowledge Cassie's pain, her plight, and what she suffered. So then the conversation began to go on. And as that conversation went on, there was a mention, allegedly, of $30 million. That was the beginning of the negotiation point. Diddy, I ain't giving you nothing So then Cassie was left with the only option to file. When she filed, it was settled in 24 hours. Didn't y'all see that happen? So when that happened, we all knew, well, I did, this was about money. No, it won't, Larry, it's about her voice being hurt. She was taking that licking and kept on ticking for years. I'm not saying she was not wounded. I'm not saying she was not destroyed. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, she was beat down and used and abused, and she wanted to be paid for it, plain and simple. And she deserved to be paid for it. But let's not play with our consciousness and make ourselves believe that this was not about money. Because it was. Now, here we are with Dwayne Youngblood. So Dwayne says, all right, I'm just going to tell my story on Larry Live. We have scheduled part 3 with Tim Anderson, Richard Youngblood, and some other folk who can join that third live. But then Dwayne Youngblood started receiving threats from Jake's family members. Now, you know I wouldn't say that if I don't have the proof of it. I got that. He started receiving threats. Now, whether Jakes knew about it or not, we do not know. But I understood the communication as Dwayne understood it, was as a threat. So then at this point, it's like, okay, now this is the third time Dwayne has sort of spoke out concerning Jakes. And this is the same kind of thing that happened before these tactics, according to Dwayne. I won't there, I don't know. So this caused Dwayne to call his lawyer, look at this, this is what's happening. He said, look, let's go ahead and, it may not be good for you to do this next line, because we don't know who's crazy, who's not. So let me just contact Jake. So this is how this happened. It wasn't like Dwayne them just decided, we're going to go after money. No, that's not what happened. But if you read the complaint, that's what it sounds like. But that's really not what happened. What ended up happening was there was a threatening that happened. I have that, just so you know. Oh, and all the things that you YouTubers and all the stuff you said about me and stuff, I got all that too. Don't ask me how, but I do. But anyway, then they begin to communicate, look, let's just squash this, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, if you want to do any kind of negotiation, we're going to file because it's threatening. And if you want to do any kind of negotiation, we're going to start at this number. And it's negotiable. This is not really a number. This is lawyer stuff. This is normal. Pam said it on her platform. It's normal. But the lawyers know that the public don't know that that is normal. So let us put this in our response or our filing, making this look like it's about money when it's not. Not this one. This one was not about money. It was in response to a threat. Now that's what I've been told. I have the evidence of the communicated, what they believe to be a communicated threat. I do have that. And that was what happened. So when it came out in the complaint that it was $6 million, and Pam told us this, that this is just normal. So don't even pay attention to the money. Because this is normal when you're about to sue somebody to basically put them on notice and maybe mix it with demand letter language. And this is very normal. So they're going back and forward. And then out the blue, and they're going back and forth over the weekend. Out the blue, a filing hit. So it's like, huh? This is strange.
That's strange.
To Dwayne's representatives and to Larry. So I'm like, let me tell you, if anybody's online committing defamation, libel, slander against you, let them do it if it does not affect your bottom line.
Okay, now you talking my language.
If what
Okay.
they are saying is putting a crime on your brand, at that moment, you may need to then go after them. And that is typical and normal. But what they are accusing you of better be a lie. Because there's discovery in a judicial process like this. And let's say maybe you didn't commit that crime, but you did some other stuff in your past, even maybe professionally, that you can afford to come up in a court of law. Hey, Sherelle's World. I saw you talking about, I think you had my face in that in your thing yesterday. I didn't watch it though, but I know your integrity, so I know that went good. And this is the problem I was trying to tell the team, because I asked Dwayne yesterday, who would you subpoena if y'all was in a trial? He said, well, Larry, I know that they're going to, he speaks well. He said, Larry, I know that they're going to just talk about my past over and over to disappear my story. So I'm making sure that all these people that were in, I think it's Greater Deliverance and Higher Ground, that can corroborate time, year, location, where I was, where Jake's was, I have that. I said, okay, that's good circumstantial evidence. Also, some of these people have had the same experience with Jake's. Okay. So also people from your platform I watched from prison, that whole story that just disappeared, I'm going to subpoena him. I said, oh, Jesus. He said, because I suspect that him and this other guy was paid off. And I want them to tell that lie under oath for Jakes, that they were not. I said, please do not involve me in this. I said, please do not subpoena me. Don't ask me nothing. I don't want to be a part. You can ask me anything before or outside. Either side. Either side can ask me. And hear me, Jake's thing. Because if he start pulling in these other people, there's some things you need to know. Because y'all don't know everything. And if anybody has told Jake's team that I am on anybody's side, you were told a lie. Although I respect, love a whole lot of different people, I love and respect the truth. And if you bring me in, I gotta tell the truth. And some of the truth I tell, in Dwayne's case, I only have what he told me, so I don't really have nothing. I can just say my opinion. But in these other situations over here, oh, don't call me in on that, because some of what I would say will help those that claim they were victimized. But some of the stuff I say is going to help Jakes. So y'all don't listen to me good enough, so y'all be missing stuff I be telling y'all right in your face. There's Richard Youngblood right there in the chat, who has his own experience with TD Jakes Cole. He worked with him. The bloggers have even been reaching out to Richard Youngblood. When I tell you y'all are, man, You can't win being dirty. You just can't. All right. Now, this is a smart person. One thing about Larry, if he's taking this time talking about it, he knows something. So I believe him. This may not have been a good idea. I promise you. And I don't know what reason gives you to listen to me except for my track record. But I promise you, this was not smart. Now, I'll put myself in Jake's team's shoes and I said, why would I advise Jake to do this? The only thing I can think of is that Jakes wants to do an agreement or a settlement that the courts are involved in. Now, you can do settlements, agreements, NDAs with lawyers properly outside of the court. It happens all the time. But there is that extra reinforcement when this settlement is attached to a judge that has sort of ordered the mediation, or he releases an order and attached the settlement to it, which that probably ain't gonna happen publicly. That's probably gonna be sealed, so we don't see who got paid what and what the agreement was. But that's me trying to figure out why would they file, because it makes no sense to Larry. And for all of you guys that are making these videos, and I'm really bigging y'all up there. I'm talking about y'all too much, and that's what we're gonna look for y'all with your ragged eggs.
Oh.
Y'all making videos, making it about me. You are showing everybody that you're obsessed with me. Everybody see it. They'll still come watch. You still get the click and view. But everybody know, oh, y'all just obsessed. Because this is not my story. This is Youngblood and Jakes. I'm just a platform that he trusted. You can be mad and upset about that. Well, hell, I didn't even know who he was prior to this. He knew me. And he chose me out of everybody online, even ones bigger than me. And with the sensitivity and where it's at now, I'm glad he did, because somebody else would be using this and just really being reckless with it, when this really needs sensitive care, when it's discussed. In fact, there's a whole lot of YouTubers who do not have the couth, the brain, when I should say the smart parts, to be able to even discuss the complaint at all. You shouldn't even discuss the complaint. You should just do like I do, and I'm smart enough to do it, and just provide commentary, because you can actually hurt someone trying to get justice. Let's suppose that we believe everything that Dwayne said is the truth. If you're getting on your platform talking about me instead of talking about Dwayne and Jakes, you're not helping, because it's not my case. Don't you think if I was the main focus in this, that Jakes and them would have seized this opportunity to put my real name and real show as one of the defendants? But they can't, because I did not present this story as mine. I let him use my platform to tell his story. You should learn from how I work. Richard Youngblood says, thank all of you for praying. You can't imagine how heavy this has been to carry. I can't imagine. We can't imagine, because we can't. And someone told me that Tim Anderson now don't want nothing to do with nothing, because this is heavy. I know y'all just listen to these stories, but put yourself in somebody's shoes. Jakes, Youngblood, somebody. This is hard. This is on their mind when they go to sleep, when they wake up. Every time they open their phone, people are texting them they ain't heard from in years. I'm just praying for you, Doc. And y'all need to know them folk ain't your prayer, because them same people be in my chat up on their aliases dragging y'all. All right, I'm going to answer questions. Hey, Joseph Foster. Hey, Tremaine Russ, ain't seen you in my chat in a long time. Where you been? Okay. All right. So I'm about to look at your questions. Number one. So we all have a question that deserves an answer. Why is your friend William begging for money during this holiday? Did you not help him get home? William is my friend. I do love William and care about him. Ask him that question. And I think he should answer that. I don't think I should. Okay. I'm confused. Is TD suing Larry as well? You see what y'all doing to people in the chat? Because of these the way y'all do y'all raggedy reporting. I mean, it's just raggedy. There ain't no better word than raggedy. No, he's not. Until or unless you see my name written somewhere in a lawsuit, that means I don't have nothing to do with it. And y'all know my name and lawsuits pretty much go together. So there's just nothing for them. They'll have to do. You remember that lawsuit of Whitehead filed against me, and he stated 3 things that I said, and those 3 things I said I didn't say. That's how Jake's them would have looked. I think people get mesmerized by my name or something, and obsessed. Just because I'm discussing something, I am not the enemy. I did not make the news. And this is the reason why I don't do these but like 3 or 4 times a year and everything else, the other stuff. Because y'all want to make me the wrong, and I'm just not the wrong person. I'm not the building. I'm not any of the things that you've ever heard that I am, unless you heard me say it. And it just, I mean, it's unfortunate. So no, Nia 8, I'm not been sued by Bishop T.D. James. Alden Miller says, how do you feel, Larry, about Celestial? Oh, Celestial, is that her name? Y'all just curious. I think Celestial, as I said about, what's the woman she fought with? I know her real good. I like her. What's her name? Tiffany Montgomery. I believe these people have prophetic calls. But just like anybody else, they could miss it. They could be off. They could be biased. Y'all just need to remember that. Just because a person is a prophet and prophetic and what they say is good and great for you and to you does not mean everything they say you need to be listening to. So that's what I think. Y'all can ask me any question, put it in the chat. Oh, Kendall, maybe I need to do this on my end so you can, because you need to be starting some questions. Okay, you start questions. I'm going on this one right here in the highlight. Okay, somebody just asked me, was Manasseh paid off? This is what you need to do. You need to go to IG and look up, is it Prophet Manasseh Jordan? Whatever his IG is, and ask him. I cannot answer that question. I do not know the answer to that question. I know Larry Reed has not been paid off by nobody. Larry Reed, I repeat, never has been paid off by anybody at all to do a story or not do a story, or to do a story and turn it a certain kind of way. I have not been paid to do that. The only payment I've ever received is to advertise or talk about something. And I had to, even if I didn't want to, if I needed the money at the time. That was years ago. Yeah, so I don't know the answer to that question. I can't answer that. But let's suppose he was. And then Dwayne subpoenas him. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is not good. Where is Jake's friends? Somebody should have told him not to do this. Right now. All right, next one. Larry, who do you believe? I fully 100% believe most of what Dwayne said. I do. That's what Dwayne and James. And I thought I told you that. I think I began to believe it by the second interview. All right, Tamasha, how do you honestly feel about this whole thing? This is why I don't like it. I don't even like doing these stories. That's why you don't see these type stories on my platform every week how it used to be. I don't like it. I don't like the energy surrounding it. I don't like the engagement that happens as a result. I don't like it. I don't like it on any level. I don't like it at all. I do not like it. All right, Vanessa, do you think Texas has a demonic territorial presence? Every area has beings present as a result of the geography and the culture of that land, good or bad. So that's what I believe. We can say, because of what we've seen come out of Texas this year, that there is a principality over the state that causes pastors of mega churches, black and white, to overstep the bounds of their power and misuse their power. We can say that. That's not being deeply spiritual. This is analyzing what has happened. We definitely can say that. We wouldn't be wrong for assuming that. All right. Herbert says, will this exposure of the church alter the effectiveness of how we view God's presence in the lives of his vessels? Or are we to see God's relationship with us as always been? I think I know what you're asking. I absolutely believe that every time these type situations become a conversation in our culture, that people are drawn closer to God. Now, if you asked me in 2016, I thought, well, some people, this can cause them to stumble. The reality is people have already made up their mind about religion and spirituality. And I think that when these stories like this happen, it really calls people to search within themselves what they believe. And most times that causes them to actually grow. So that's why I like having these conversations, even when I don't want to, because I know good comes out of it. Yeah. My A-list journey. We do not know any other persons are joining the lawsuit. Scare tactic by Larry. Oh my Jesus. Do y'all see what I mean? What? I must be the absolute bomb. People get just caught up with me. I'm telling you what Dwayne told me. And Jake's team knows it by how they filed it. Did you even look at the filing? Where it says 1 through 10, they expect to be other people. My God, today. See, this is why I don't be going in everybody's chat, because there's like an epidemic of people whose ears don't work. How you come up with that? And watch there be a blogger.
Boy, it's gonna be sir.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm seeing this a lot. And I think a lot of people need to understand this, Stacy. Bishop Jakes to our generation. Because like my children do not know who that is. There's a lot of people online don't know who Jakes is. But when it comes to a certain age group, you're gonna know who Jakes is, and you're probably gonna esteem him very highly. Yeah. So I don't think that's disrespectful. A lot of people don't. More people don't know him than people that do. Oh my God. All right, JL Channel. Larry, what's the relationship between Jakes and Sherman Watkins now? They're probably on the phone as we speak. That's still his present day spiritual father, and almost like a father to him. Yeah, have been for years. Hmm. And someone told me that Watkins stepped down after the first interview or the second interview with Dwayne Youngblood. And then they called him back and he said, no, I didn't. But then the video that they sent me when he stepped down said, I'm leaving y'all in good hands, and gave it to some man. So hey, I didn't talk to Watkins. The truth is, it looks like he stepped down. Maybe it was for 2 hours, but it looks.
Let me pause this right here to bring the Weinstein. Oh, wait a minute, I can't bring it that way. No. I'm so dang sleepy. I'm gonna get Doug Weinstein on the record. Okay, where are we? Guilty face. They got a picture of guilty face on there.
Good morning, Mr. Weinstein.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
Morning. I want to talk about all the questions, but I don't have a lot of time. I want to talk about the one where they asked about the watch. And obviously the judge gave the instruction about, a lawyer's testimony is not evidence. But it's interesting that the jurors even asked that question. And it goes to Detective Viverito's or Investigator Viverito's credibility. Do you think that the answer will suffice the jurors' understanding of the judge's response?
It's hard for me to get in the jurors' heads as to why they would ask about the watch. But if you remember, the question was, did I say that it was my client's watch, or did I refer to it as the watch? And the only thing I'm guessing that they were trying to figure out from that was, if it was my client's watch, maybe he was living in the home. And so, of course, I never said that. I had always said it was Jeffrey's watch. And so if I referred to it in closing, I never would have said that. I would have never said my client's watch. So I'm thinking they were just trying to make sure that maybe one juror thought, well, maybe that indicated he lived there because his watch, if I had said that, which I didn't, his watch was in Jeffrey's closet. And I don't know. I was hoping they just asked that to spell that.
And obviously, Mr. Still is not here because of the plea deal. That question may have been asked of Mr. Still, but since you were there bringing up the watch, they may have honed in on it because they.
Well, yeah, I was the one that was asking about the watch because, again, Mr. Steele was not here to ask about it. I'm sure he would have been asking about it. And as I told the judge, the judge called it a red herring. I mean, and I think she meant that in a complimentary way, for sure. But, again, my point was, this goes to the integrity of law enforcement.
And I caught that right away. I was like, wait a minute, we were red herring. That's why you was asking about the watch.
She knew that. So.
But you made sure she understood that. You wasn't trying to, But the other question is, there were 3 counts, 59, and I get the numbers 50, right.
I believe it was 56, 59, and 61. Okay. Or it could have been 57, 58, and 61. I'm sorry.
What can you glean from the answer to the question? If you find him, if the marijuana is connected to the other 2 charges, would they have to be connected to the other 2 charges?
Well, I think they were trying to understand the interrelatedness of those 3. And to me, the only thing that connects them together is the intent to distribute marijuana. Plus, they asked another question about intent. So I think they were trying to understand that marijuana, intent to distribute marijuana aspect of it, which is why I was really glad that the judge gave that instruction that, well, you have to consider each one separately, but intent to distribute marijuana must be found for you to find guilty on any of those.
Last question. Miss Love was kind of acting as the director of the four videos being shown. I had knots in my stomach when she was talking. I don't know why she, it's just her, being so. Obviously, she's the head prosecutor, but honing in on those clips, and then why there were many clips. The jurors asked for a specific.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure, and that's why I approached the bench again. I just wanted to make sure that they, especially because they began playing clips that were not requested by the juror. So I just wanted to get that stopped right away before other things came in, and that the state only played those clips that the court ordered them to play and no others. So I wanted to, given my past experience with the previous prosecution team and seeing as how the leader of that team was back down there, I just wanted to make sure that they followed the court's
Wow.
Last question. Last night I watched day number 2.
Yeah.
I watched the openings.
Okay.
Today it's a year from the day.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Is that coincidence? Because this is so.
No, this is perfect. This is exactly where this story should end. Okay? We'll talk later. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Let me see what else. All right, back to this Larry and the church music.
I like the meeting because I watched the video. What happened with Manasseh? Instagram, Prophet Manasseh. Ask him, and he'll answer if he wants to. But that's not something that I don't have enough information to say one way or the other about anything. I do think this probably is triggering him up. Because remember, he came out and spoke because he got triggered about what Jake said while he was coming at me on Sunday morning this time last year. It was around Christmas. And that's when Manasseh spoke out. So I'm pretty sure this is triggering him up. So maybe y'all don't need to inbox him. Because he might be tripping. I haven't talked to him since this went on. I haven't talked to him at all. Okay. Did William get left in Africa? I don't know. I didn't know William was in Africa. Wait, Tim Anderson, remind us who that is. You have to watch part 2 because Dwayne did a good job at telling us who that is. All right. Question. Will you ever drop the interview with Bishop Pearson? I don't know why I'm reluctant. I dropped 2 pieces from it. I have not figured out why I'm reluctant. Because right now would be a good time. Because there was a conversation about Jesus. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to the question. Not now. Is Sarah and her husband taking over the church? I don't know the real answer to that question. It looks like that would probably be what is going to happen, but I don't know the answer. Do you believe T.D. Jakes did what they said? I'm inclined to believe Dwayne Youngblood. Yeah. Other situations I don't need to believe because I saw it myself. Yeah. What do you think about the current ongoing Daystar television network scandal? I think it's a money grab. I think the son is smart. He understands his power. You're probably not going to hear nothing else about it because they're probably going to put him back in the house, back on some kind of payroll or severance, and we're not going to hear anything else about this. We wouldn't have heard anything about it had they handled things proper by him, and especially his wife, who I think, the son's wife, is really, really behind the son having the wherewithal to stand up against his mom and the board and threaten to expose. We saw a great rollout from him on how to handle someone that you want to get money from. So you do a video that basically tells nothing so that they know you're about to tell it and pay you off and get what you want. Great job. All right. I thought he had already turned it over to her. He turned the overwoman down loose to her. I do not know that he has turned over the church to her. I don't have any confirmation of that. However, Larry, see, stuff comes to my mind when I'm talking. Larry, are these people and stories connected to you mentioning story in Bahamas and Miles Monroe? Yes. Jake's is connected to it, not Dwayne. However, all of those people from that stuff, they're all reaching out to Dwayne now. Everybody wants to say something. That's a whole nother thing that I have been sitting on. It's been 10 years now? What is this? Oh, Jesus, it's about to be 10 years. Yeah. But it's a story. I don't have any evidence. I don't have the receipts for something that happened that I think I will want the receipt for before I ever mention it. But that's a thing. What if Dwayne brings that up on the stand? Because that can help prove, if it's true, Jake's pattern of paying people off. If you ain't did nothing to nobody, why are you paying people off? Yo, I'm telling you, with the jury, that's gonna be like ding, 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 ding. Wait a minute, everything this guy's saying ain't a lie. And Jake's ain't all bad, but he ain't all good. That is going to work. I really want Jake's them to hear me. Y'all need to do like Diddy did, pull that thing and cut him a check. So y'all can go on about your life and just disappear. And that's me saying that, not really knowing if Dwayne would even take a check. Because according to what Dwayne told me, that $6 million thing that was placed in that email had nothing to do with him. It was lawyers doing law. So I don't even really know if that would even work. I just wouldn't have filed it. I can't get away from it. I can't figure it out. Filing that just makes no sense. It's almost like you want to have your business strolled out in the streets. Yeah. Thank you for that. Straight to the point. This is the truth. The majority of civil cases, I don't want y'all to be distracted from it in federal court because you think Fed crimes. I think that's what we think. But this just because they don't live in the same place, and he's asking for over $75,000. But we know it's probably way more than that because in the complaint he said he's lost millions, which I suspect is the Wells Fargo thing. Yes. This is more than likely going to be settled. It's not even going to see the court. If all white evangelical jurors selection happens, what do you think the outcome may be? Well, this is in Pennsylvania. Now, Pennsylvania is interesting. It's not as red as Texas. And you got to look at who do the white evangelicals like now. A lot of them still like James. But a lot of them feel like he turned, especially when he called out Paula White. Y'all remember that video? And from what we know then, that was the end of their relationship. But she's Trump administration. So I don't know. I don't know what my answer is going to be to that. What happens with Miles Monroe? He got killed in the plane wreck. He wasn't in the development of it. He was helping. Somebody say helping the cover up, but I mean you could say it like that. But I think if another preacher falls, makes a mistake, something bad happens, and you trying to help them, it ain't always meaning that you trying to cover up. Have you ever received a cease and desist yet? Not concerning this. I used to get cease and desist all the time. When I first started, I was a little bit more raggedy. I don't ever get cease and desist now. At all. Never. Because I changed my work. I haven't even been asked to take videos down. Well, I at least would think that I'd be asked to do that, but I'm not even asked to that. You know, remember that year I expunged my platform because I was saying that I said, I think I'm keeping the videos up for a money reason. Do anybody remember me having that conversation? And I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not out here for money. And I took those things down. I just took a post down yesterday. Somebody that I took video down for, I left the post up on Facebook and I didn't know it, so they sent me the link and I didn't think twice. I just deleted the post. I value your opinion. Perhaps Mr. Jake should get a new attorney because these that are working for him may not be working in his best interest. No, they creating that filing, somebody had to be paid. It's not done free. They are crooked lawyers, but there are some lawyers that, you know, they ain't crooked about the money. Yeah, I did that. I sure did. Somebody said you had yeah. I forgot that song. What was it? You remember how it went? Oh my God, we're making a song every show. That is interesting, Timothy. Considering the Eddie loan situation, do you think the church will fare under this type of testing? Okay, now I'm going to give you my real answer. I fully 100% believe that the idols that the church have created within herself must fall. I do believe that. If the church is going to reform, something shocking needs to punch the church in the throat so that then they say, okay, you know what, let's just reform this whole thing. Collectively, everybody makes that decision to pivot. I don't think it's happened yet. And if it didn't happen with COVID-19, I don't know what it's going to take. Larry, question is the issues from Larry Youngblood. See, y'all got it mixed up. Ain't nobody in this called Larry Youngblood. His name is Dwayne Youngblood. Is a form of sexual harassment from someone allegedly flirted. Did anyone commit a sexual act like Weinstein? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Weinstein's act. But as I said before, with Dwayne, it wasn't as physical as these other people. So this is the reason why I'm saying this is just not smart. Because if these other people have supporting evidence or circumstantial evidence, and the reality is they only need their story, considering everything, it's just too damaging to Bishop Jake's reputation. I just would not have done this. So to answer your question, not with Dwayne as much as others. your friend Khan has another baby on the way. Now, that's easy to believe, but I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be true. Do you think Jake's going? You must have just came in here. No, I do not think so. I don't think that's good. Right. Every day I was doing. Yeah. Are you in communication with Cora, or did she block you after the adoption video? Yes, she blocked me after that, but then she ended up deleting her whole IG and starting a new one, which I'm not blocked from. I just never reached out to her to complete our conversation that we were having. I don't think it makes sense for me to do that because she knows that I think what Michelle Loud is saying is the truth. And she knows that I saw all their emails. So she probably feel like that I am going to be biased, not knowing that I will be fully open to hearing what she has to say. And then I will add whatever she says to my commentary every time I discuss Michelle Loud story, because I'm fair like that. But I do believe what Michelle said happened, and those emails and those communications, I saw them. So I'm Team Michelle on this. And I'm almost 100% positive that Dwayne is going to reach for Michelle Loud's testimony in this case. And somebody say, well, that's not a part. Well, what they have to do is poke holes in Jake's character, because the collective only know about Dwayne's character as far as what he's done. But the collective never heard anything about Jake's. And there's been a reason for that. And he's got to prove the reason why who Jake's really isn't known is because he has power, money, and influence and judges to where he can make stuff disappear and possibly even people. So that is going to be the strategy of his attorneys. Yeah. You just answered my question. I don't know what it was. Let's see. I'm George Triple Affair. In Charleston, West Virginia. Later moved to Dallas in '96, but I left a year later today after Manpower conference at TBH Q&A session. Bishop was asked about sodomy in marriage. What was his response? You got me interested, Terry. What was his response that made you leave? I had left and came back. What was said? Oh, I mentioned your story. I don't know. Oh, the one that Bishop Jordan mentioned a long time about pride to bring him down. That was in the Judgment book. Written Judgment. I forgot what volume. We shall see. Because he so called it way back then. Whatever happened to Evangelist Rita Twiggs? She used to belong to the Father's house. I know she is from D.C. Is she still alive? Is she still alive? Dwayne should have demanded more money after appearing on Larry Reid. It would have been paid to avoid violating his morality clauses with his investors. Now he doesn't stand a chance. He will not win. What is it? Oh, I think I get what you're saying. Well, I see why you come to that, because Jakes did say in the complaint that he suffered losses of millions. And you know, when you are dealing with people like that are big, you cannot be found in any immorality, not even a rumor of it. So this could and probably did affect things, which is unfortunate. Okay, you've been following a long time. I said that before 2018. God. Do you think Celeste? See, when these people release a whole bunch of prophecies, one of them gonna hit. But what does that mean? You just did a lot of good guessing. And I think she gave a time and a date, and that's not bad. But hey, there have been times where things were delayed because of prayers and choices. So we'll see. So again, I tell you one thing, if they call me, I'm going to he told me that he's definitely going to subpoena you, because what they're going to need to do, they're going to need to poke holes in Jake's character. Oh, Jesus. A vast majority of these preachers are bisexual. They need to admit it, own it, and decide what they truly believe. I happen to agree with you. All right. Not Cora mad at Larry. Like I did it. Larry, arrogance have deceived many men of God to believe that they are untouchable. No one is untouchable. Even the devil is cruel to his own kids who serve him.
Okay.
You're talking good.
Well, something goes on.
So it's definitely his baby. Okay.
We'll know something.
Oh, you talking about Carr?
All right.
We don't know if it's his baby. If we have, I'm gonna tell y'all, whenever you see me go after, what y'all call go after somebody not taking care of their kids, I've done seen paperwork proof. If you ain't seen paperwork proving, you really should not be putting that on nobody. But if you get the paperwork, send it to me. And I don't mind asking for it about it, although it is not